going on, everybody? I just got back from Hobby Lobby and I got myself some new tools here. Got some UV resin and a little resin lamp, and we're gonna try some new stuff here. The first thing I gotta test and see if this battery will work with this lamp. So you'll go ahead and tap the screen for me. Looks like we're gold on that. Turns on and off real easy. All right. A little too easy. All right. So we got little ring molds here. I wish this had an 8.5. It's got a 6.5. It's got two 6.5s, which is kind of weird. I guess that's a pretty common ring size, but we're going to be doing, I'm an 8.5, so we're going to do a size 9. This is the first time I've worked with this, so if anybody out there has worked with resin before, some UV resin, has some tips, feel free to throw them out, because I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to have fun doing it, you know? So there we go, there's our mold. We're going to start with, I got two kinds of UV resin. This one is soft resin. This one's hard resin. We're going to start with this one just because there's more of it. But we'll test out that other one later probably. Clear this off, gives a nice flat space. We'll even put down some paper towel so we don't make a mess. All right, we got 1 like on this live so far. Thanks. So usually I'm making coins into rings, but I wanted to try something new today, so we're going to give it a shot. This stuff also says it's really bad if it gets on your skin, if it gets in your eyes, so we're going to try and avoid that. And we've got some little droppers here. We're going to grab one of them. And we're just gonna, there's a little dropper thing. Just a second. I'm on a live. Yes. I'm on a live, dude. It's gonna take like 10 minutes. And then you can come down here and do whatever. Good. Alright, so just for safety measures, we're gonna go through this whole safety list together. My son left the door open. I can hear my laundry going. Give me a second. All right, so what we've got here is, we're not going to be adding any color because I want the rings to be clear. It says pour the resin into the mold. Use clear molds for cueing UV. That's what we're doing. And I want to put some of this is fine silver shavings from a coin ring I made. And I want to put some of that in my first ring. So that's what we're going to do. And then it says cure for 2 to 4 minutes. Desired, put more layers in. Okay. For best results, use room temperature. We got that. If we got bubbles, let it sit for a little bit. Use tweezers to adjust where you want stuff. I don't have any tweezers. If needed, smooth any rough edges using sandpaper. That's good to know. And uncured resin can be used to adhere cured resin pieces together. Nice. All right, so we got all that out of the way. 333 likes. Thank you guys very much. If you wouldn't mind giving me a follow and tapping the screen while we keep doing this, this is going pretty well. Let's see what we've got here. Yep, skin and eye irritant. So we're gonna really try and be careful. So we want the size 9. That one's right here. And we'll just go ahead and put a little bit in there. We might be able to just pour it in. See if it'll come out. Or if we have to puncture it. Let's see. Again, this is my first time using this stuff. Yep, it's got a little cap on it. Silver shade can settle in the bottle of the mold. I think they're springy enough that they'll like push off the bottom of the mold, if that makes sense. And that's not grabbing very well. I don't want to use my fingers. Let me see what else I have. Some pliers. That'll work. Roll that off of there. Okay. Because like, while some of these shavings are pretty small, there's also some like really chunkier pieces that I think will be able to kind of support themselves. But we'll give it a shot, see how it goes. Let's see. So we got it about halfway filled. And I guess I should have got some tweezers, right? That would have been smart. But now we'll just try and shove some of these in here. A little too springy. There we go. That one's long enough to go all the way around. That's pretty cool. So there's quite a bit right here. We'll try and fill in some of these other spaces. I just spilled all my silver shavings on the ground. That's how professional I am. Amateur hour up in here, guys. I do take my customers' work a lot more serious than this. I'm just kind of playing around here, so don't take this to heart too much, guys. I'm just goofing. Just trying some new stuff out. Squeezing it in all the way around there, trying to get it nice and even. Looks pretty cool. What's going on, man? I'm sorry I'm so far out on this, guys. Let me get a little closer to what we're doing. I just got this like UV resin setting set up here. It's all new tools for me, and we're putting some shaved silver in here. This is from an American Silver Eagle ring I made a couple days ago. That's really bunched up together. I wonder how well the resin will be able to get around this silver once I put it on top. I don't know, from above it looks pretty cool. What are we doing? We're making my first resin ring I've ever done. So we're experimenting. We're using fine silver shavings that I just dropped on the floor like a fool and putting them in this UV resin ring mold. Let's see how it comes out. That's almost too big of a bunch. Yeah. I mean, that looks pretty good. So what I did before was I filled it about halfway with resin, and then I started putting these shavings in here. Now we're going to try and fill it up the rest of the way. And it looks like, I don't know, there's a couple spots here I want to throw a couple more bits of silver into. Definitely harder to do when it's full. Get in there. Yeah, that looks pretty even all the way around. What are we making? We're making my first resin ring ever. Let that settle. This is UV resin. It's really cool. I missed a spot. I believe it. Let's see. It looks pretty good. There's definitely like some over the top, right? But I think once that hardens, I'll be able to sand it down pretty nice. I'm doing pretty good. It looks pretty thick all the way through there. Pretty even all the way around. I think it's gonna be a cool ring. Yeah, I'll buff it out for sure. But I'm gonna let it sit for like 1 minute. I don't see any bubbles in it. Well, there's a giant bubble. Take it back. Look at this. Look at the size of that thing. Let's pop it. Just come. There we go. That actually left quite a bit of a gap there. It's cool because it's a liquid, so it'll fill itself in. What's going on? What's going on? For anyone who's just joined in, I'm working on my first UV cured resin ring here. We've put some silver filings from an American Silver Eagle ring in there, and just trying to make sure it'll level and set out, get rid of any bubbles. I can actually see bubbles popping up, which is really interesting. I'll get closer for you guys. Stand won't fall over, maybe.
There's all these things, like, everybody else would have known, including my husband, like Kevin would have even known. Okay, I'm not even that kind of person to not let Kevin know. No, we were not in a full-ass relationship. Like, he is on something, or jealousy, or whatever it may be, I don't care.
Oh, jeez. That was dumb.
Like, I sure wish this would stop. And in my head, I'm like, girl, you're the one that's, like, kicking this party off. So, the main goal is...
Oh, thank you.
The main goal is she needs to stop talking to Miles, too, because the more she talks to Miles, the more she gets involved.
I'm on a lot.
Yeah.
So, what I just learned is this thing has two caps. It's got the big cap, which you want really nice and tight, and then it's got a smaller cap, and that's what you want to twist off. You don't want to twist off the big one and try and pour it in. That was silly. Spilled it all over the place. I keep thinking this thing is full, and then I wait a little bit, and there's like reservoirs that need to be refilled. So we'll let it sit a little bit longer. Yeah, I'll have to check that out, Mr. Lee. I'll have to check that out. You like the ring, though? Looks good. If you guys don't know me, I'm a coin ring maker. I make coins into rings like this most of the time. That's what I'm working on. But I got some new tools, some new toys today that I'm playing with. This is the first resin ring I've ever made, and we put some silver shavings on the inside of it. I thought that would look cool. Now we're just trying to make sure that this mold is nice and full. It looks like it is, so I think we can call it safe there, and go ahead and throw this light over it. It says this should take 2 to 4 minutes, so we're just gonna make sure this is nice and level over it, and turn the battery on, right? That should help. There we go. Try and get a nice view for you guys of this curing situation here. So it is 5:19 where I am, so about 5:25 this should be a nice solid ring. So we're not going to really be doing anything for the next 5 minutes. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. Other than that, we're just going to watch this cure. How long will it take to dry? It said 2 to 4 minutes. Got tons of people talking about it, lots of compliments. I believe it, man. It's a nice looking ring. That one's really pretty. Yeah, I have a 1957 quarter coin rings. They're $100. You'll just hop over to my website. The link is in my profile. You can also use this link right here. I'm on a pin, and you can shop through that. It's called like 90% silver quarter coin ring, like 1936 to 1964. and then just pick a 1957. Actually, I think I have a few 57s. We're 1 minute in so far. It's looking pretty good. It does look like the silver settled a little more than I expected, so it's going to be like more on one half of the ring than the other. Sure, go ahead, ask away. I love questions. What do you want to know? This thing keeps turning off. That's a weird feature. Why would it turn off? It's probably the battery. Yeah, what can I help you with? Go ahead. Ask anything you want to know. It may be set. It's only been 2 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a solid 4. It does look more solid, but the top of it still looks a little liquidy. This is cool. Like I said, I've never done one of these before, so it's pretty neat. I'm gonna have to find like half-size molds, because I wear 8.5, and I'm definitely gonna want to wear these. Move this around a little bit, maybe. No, we'll leave it alone. Maybe 1 more minute, and then we'll pull it. We'll poke at it a little bit. I wonder how hard it'll get. I haven't messed with resin before. And the soft resin has me curious too. Like if it'll be like rubbery or not. Yeah, I definitely think this is like prototyping of future products. It might take me like a week or two to work out the kinks and figure out what I want to do. But yeah, I'll probably be selling these. Faux show. I'll poke it. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Feels pretty solid. Let's check it out. Think it'll just pop out of here. I honestly really, really like it. It's warm, which is weird. That's pretty cool. Like, it's definitely got some cleanup I'll need to do. But that's cool. I could do like shredded money in these too. But like technically this is shredded money, right? But I could do like bills as well as silver and copper too. And the copper probably wouldn't even turn your finger green because it's resin. Let's see. What can we use to clean it up? It does feel a little tacky. Where's my scraper? Oh, I don't know. I can't find the tool I need to clean this up. Let me just try some sandpaper, give it a shot. Yeah, I think it's pretty neat. Definitely went a little overboard with that top part. But I'd rather it be overfull than under. I could try clean up this edge, because this edge right here is sharp on both sides too, on the inside. Yeah, that's much better.
Our boss followed me around. He watched her take pictures.
Well, I'm gonna hop off here, guys. Y'all have a good night.